Hey, it's Dale, and today we're going to talk about how to get out of the head and into the heart. So, one of the things that I find is that really helps me is to work with my breath. So, for me, that's imagining that I've got roots growing from the bottom of my feet into the heart of Mother Earth, breathe into my heart, in and out. Do it a little bit slower than that, and then up into the heart of consciousness, back into my heart. So I create this connection, and it's something that you can do really simply, and just coming into this space here. Now the problem is when the head is in charge, we lose that sense of wonder, and we lose the courage to connect to our heart's desires. Now when I was a kid, my dad used to play all kinds of funny little tricks. And one of his tricks was the thumb trick. And so what Dad used to do, can you see my thumb? So what Dad used to do was he would move his thumb. He would take his thumb off and put it back, and then put it back on, and then go, Shazam! Both his thumbs were there. So me being the kind of child that I was, I loved to explore, I loved adventure. But when my dad did that, I didn't come into that place of wonder. I didn't think, gosh, that was amazing. I sat there thinking, how's my dad taking it? I wanted to know why. And I spent all my time in my head rather than in my heart, and really just being in the wonder of that moment, that there was this magical trick going on. So let's come back to, we're all grown up now, and we're no longer, actually, it's really simple to do, just in case you want to show your kids. So you just have your thumb like that, take your thumb like that, and go like that. So now you know the magical thumb trick. So you can thank George for that. So let's come back to, how do we get out of our heads and into our hearts? So, I've talked about doing that breath work. That's really simple to do in the moment, because it is about being present. And if we focus on our breath, if we use our head to take our focus to our heart, that's a good use of our head. If we use our head to bring our focus to our heart, and then use that to visualize what is possible, that is great. But if we are spending all our time up here going, oh, I've got a to-do list to do, and I've got dinner to make, and like, for example, I've got to make a banana bread, and I need to make some chocolate mousse, and I'm thinking of that, I'm actually losing that connection to my heart space. And although, I'm joking about some of those things, actually, if we spend so long up here and forget about coming to here, and we lose that present moment, we lose, I think, a really strong part of that connection to our inner wisdom. So when I have a decision to make, I always go, put my hands on my heart. In fact, I go to sleep with my hands on my heart. I take my hands to my heart, and I make that breath connection, and I just say, what does my heart want me to know? Then I check in with my gut, because my gut, my body part of me, is going to do something if there's something a little bit off kilter. So I always go heart and gut, and then I come to the head to check in. Now, there's some decisions where actually that is not practical. We need some good hard logic. You need to look at stuff and go, that's when the head needs to really be involved. So typically for me, I connect in with my heart. I do that breath where I connect into my roots, into my heart, and into the heart of consciousness. And then like I say, on occasion, there will be times when that's not practical. There'll be times when my gut just says that's the right thing to do, and it's really spontaneous. And then there's other times, like I said, where the head will come into play. But in practice, what do I do? Well, I can't tell you what to do, because we are all so very different. But some of the things I do, I journal every day, and I do that heart connection meditation just follow my breath for a few minutes, and then I start to write. I practice loving kindness, self-care. So again, that brings me into the moment. When I am exceptionally tired and I don't want to do something, I'll think about what is the best thing for me? What is the best thing for me and my heart? And I'll bring myself into that place of loving kindness. Other things I'll do is walk my dogs. I'm sure you've already heard Angel barking. So somebody is walking through our village, and how very dare they. But what happens is when I am walking the dogs, I get that beautiful connection with Mother Earth. And also, I live in the middle of nowhere. So one of the ways that we can do that heart connection as well is when you're in Mother Nature, is to open your arms out really, really wide. And just imagine that this space here, this heart space, is opening. You might imagine it to be a flower and lots of petals, or you might just imagine you've got some kind of circle that just kind of magically opens. But the key thing to do is to open your heart and just do that. Now, if you're in the middle of a great big park, you might just want to pretend that you're taking in the sun's rays, or if it's a cloudy day, the cloudy rays. But it really is that just opening up your heart. And you can do it in your office. Again, just tell everyone to ignore you while you're doing your heart opening. So for me, journaling, loving kindness, walk the dogs, connect to Mother Earth, open up my heart. So the question is, are you in your head or in your heart? And what would work for you, not work for me, what would work for you in bringing you into that present moment and enabling you to open that heart space? So I'm Dale. You can find me at daledarley.com. And if you're watching this, I have a course called Journey to the Center of Your Heart, which is about healing your heart, creating that connection to your heart's desires, and really working out what you want and who you want to be.